As part of our latest podcast series to gather insights from executives across the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, we're pleased to be joined today by Mubarak Elegbede, Senior Manager in Trade Finance at ITFC, who's here to tell us more about the COVID-19 response package for the medical and agriculture sectors in sub-Saharan Africa. Mubarak, what interventions has ITFC made so far to support the medical sector in sub-Saharan Africa as part of this response package?
For ITFC, like most other institutions, we were a bit startled initially by the uncertainties when the COVID started. Immediately, we understood our position as a development financial institution critical to the sustenance of supply chains. So we were able to put together a team across the whole of ITFC to come up with a response intervention. And in doing that, what we came up with was a program or two programs. The initial one is the Rapid Response Initiative, which aimed to deploy immediately financial support and technical capacity support to our member countries. And we were able to put up a $350 million program initially. Ultimately, following the implementation of that program, it grew up to about $600 million during this period. So what that program did was to be able to make funding available for the purchase of essential items, including medical and food supplies for our member countries. Additionally, we put in that package a technical assistance and soft side support, which included webinars and technical training on medical protocols across a lot of our member countries. So this is how we intervened at this initial stage of the crisis.
Great, thank you, Mubarak. And perhaps you can shed some light on the interventions that were put in place to support the agriculture sector.
For the agriculture specifically, as you may know, most of our member countries have agriculture as a crucial part supporting employment of labor. And most of our countries are what you call South-South countries. So for the agricultural sector, which we normally are active in, we're able to deploy financing to help some of those countries to put food on the table. Additionally, also to allow them to keep some of their exports going so that they could have access to food supply. And one benefit of that was some of our exporting countries could export while our importing member countries could also access those essential food supplies. Because what we saw during the initial lockdown period is that in addition to medical, it was absolutely essential for food to be on the table. So we feel that our intervention during this period, being very critical, allowed our member countries to access essential food supplies and sort of keep the well-being of the population in those countries.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, Mubarak, for joining us today.
Thank you very much for your time as well.